Hey, how's it going, guys? So I just want to give a really quick shout out to my Patreon before we get this show on the road. If you pledge $1 or more per month, you'll be able to select from a bunch of games to vote for me to do as little side projects. Now, this little list has been growing exponentially recently, and I figured that I just want to remind you guys, for those who are unaware, that, hey, this is happening. Some recent inclusions that I personally love is Dragon Ball Z Mario Kart. Yeah, that's a thing. You got a whole bunch of dumb gacha games. Super Robot Wars knockoff games. I mean, I think these are pretty okay. Just go ahead and head over there and donate $1 a month if you want to see me do a bunch of dumb stuff. And yeah, enjoy Budokai 3. Now, I don't normally make it a hobby of dunking on people's childhoods, but you know what? In this one case, I think I'm going to allow it. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a way to start this. So, what's up, guys? Bob here. Welcome to a new Let's Play. Been a while since I've done one for Dragon Ball. Oh god, Storm 2 took forever. But today, we are restarting my Let's Play for one of the most legendary Dragon Ball games ever. And frankly, one that a lot of people have stopped on and forgot Dragon Ball exists until, like, FighterZ. But, you know, that's not here or there. You know, not a big deal. Budokai 3. So, first of all, what the hell is this? This is really Budokai 3. This is a save screen, I think. Actually, it's been a long time since I've done anything for the PS3. So, here's the thing. A few years ago, around 2014, I want to say, maybe 2012. Oh god, I'm getting old. I'm 26. There was a HD remaster of the Budokai 1 and Budokai 3. Now, why Budokai 2 wasn't in there? Well, reasons, I guess they're just dumb, I don't know. So, this game, it did get a remaster, and frankly, there's a few things that are just odd enough about it that I want to do this instead of the original. Also because recording PS2 games is getting a little more difficult these days, just saying. Anyway, so, let's go ahead and dive balls first. Balls first? Yeah, I guess we can go balls first. Dive balls deep into this game. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a genuinely long time since I've done anything for the Budokai series. So, for those of you who have been on my channel for a while, you'll know that, like, a few years ago, I did do Budokai 1 and 2. However, I did start this game, but I didn't complete it. The reason being, that was a time period right after I started the game where the motherboard for my computer died. Like, just completely died. So, I lost all my footage, I lost all my progress, and at that point, I wasn't even really happy with it anyway, so I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and move on to something else. So I've moved on to Dragon Ball FighterZ, then Storm 2, and now we're going back to this. Finally! I know, it's been a little bit of a tumultuous couple years, I will totally admit. So, Budokai 3. This is a monster of a game. It really truly is. First of all, yes, Budokai 1 is in this game, like I touched today. Released in 2004, this is probably the best-selling Dragon Ball Z game of all time, yada yada yada, bullshit. Except, not really. I think it might be among the top. It's like, it is regarded as a lot of people's favorites because, like, that was around a time when the next console generation was happening. They didn't know Shin Budokai happened. They didn't know Infinite World happened. They didn't know Burst Limit happened. They just kind of fucked off to the 360. I'm going to say that was probably the main catalyst for that reason. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings about Budokai 3. So first off, it is definitely still in my top 5 Dragon Ball Z games of all time. Granted, no questions asked, but I don't feel comfortable rating this above FighterZ, not above BT3, and not even above, like, Boo's Fury. This game is, like, lower in the top 5 for me, but it's still really good. I will totally say that. It did a lot of things really well, and a lot of things, like, are still used in modern games. Like, you see Beam Clash a lot, you see inbound transformations a lot of cinematic shit, but I disagree with a lot of bullshit this game does. I.e., Oob and Broly having a story mode, but Trunks not. I don't know. That's just kind of a weird thing that happens in this game, I guess. Weird shit. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start. I'm certain that by the time this video goes up... Actually, no, I'm trying to get this game up tomorrow. I'm certain with the amount of times I swear Kappa won't be an issue, but yeah, anyway, intro. Okay, so for any boomers in this audience who are a little confused as to, Bob, where did the original soundtrack for this game go? Like, that was not the original tune used for the intro. And for that, yes, you are absolutely correct. So this game has some super interesting lore to it. That is the reason I'm doing this version and not, you know, the PS2 version. Boy, there's a lot of stuff that happened around like 2011, 2012. So for a quick history lesson, Kenji Yamamoto, the guy who's been doing Dragon Ball Z games for fucking years, around 2011, I'm probably getting these numbers wrong, but these are the main numbers that come off the top of my head. He actually was involved in a little lawsuit. The reason being is because a lot of his music was found by the US courts to be stealing a lot of really popular mainstream music. There's a lot of examples out there they've taken from Black Sabbath. I think one's from Metallica. One I know for certain is Challengers, arguably like the best song. Is pretty much like a straight facelift of Hunting High and Low by Stradivarius. Doesn't bother me that much, but I can definitely see why others would be miffed about it. So yeah, there's a shit ton of things going on with this game that I just felt like compelled to really talk about. Including something I just noticed. One of the borders on the right there, like, it's not layered correctly. It's like in front of the car, but the car is going off to the right. That's, wow. How did I never notice that until now? See that? There's already things to talk about with this game. At its core, it's still Budokai 3, but there's a lot of shit wacky about this game now, for this remaster specifically, that I really want to cover. So anyway, as opposed to how I did my Let's Play before, basically, like, if you know, there's a very good chance that if you're watching this right now, you probably know a lot about Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3's system. You've most likely played it. I'm willing to bet there's actually very few people in the audience right now who have never played this game. If you haven't, well, I'm honored to break your Budokai 3 cherry, but other than that, there's a lot of things I want to talk about with this game that I didn't quite cover. Well, first of all, I recommend consulting my Budokai 1 and 2 Let's Plays for a full rundown for the game's mechanics. It's a 4-button fighter. You got punching, kicking, energy blast, guard, and then you have various combinations like punch and kick. You have your throw off of, what the hell is your throw button again? I do not remember offhand actually. Oh, this guy. What was that command again? Punch and guard. Okay. So this game has a lot of like, it's a very basic game. It can be likened to like a weird combination of, actually, what is a good analogy? This game is so unique. It's difficult to actually like figure out a good comparison for it. But I'll just go ahead and keep the train going. So what's different from Budokai 2 is that gone are like those old command inputs where like you get cinematic attacks and those are really sick. Now the game kind of revolves around a system called hyper mode. Hyper mode is essentially a way that you put people into super attacks. It's a lot more streamlined, I will totally admit, but there's a lot of bullshit that comes with that as well, naturally. And you get access to this mode called Dragon Rush. I hate this so much. This is what single-handedly kills the game a lot for me. But anyway, yeah, in terms of things that have actually changed more or less, you have beam clashes. Budokai 2 introduced being able to do like energy blasts without having to do like command inputs. Another big thing, of course, is the way your key charge works. Not key charge, that's a bad way of saying it. Your key system, I guess. You know, your energy system. So if you look at the top screen, gone are the really nifty HUDs of Budokai 2. This time around, we have a straight scatter system. It's kind of neat. First of all, you have your health up bars at the top. Go figure. They're color-coded now, which is really nice. Like, if I were to reset positions, you can see them briefly. They are different layered colors. Really cool detail. I like that a lot. It's really nice. However, your energy system works completely differently. To my knowledge, and I could be wrong about this, but I think this might be the very first Dragon Ball Z game where being a Super Saiyan does not consume energy. Basically, back in the old days, when you transformed, you would start being on a time limit for. Oh, I don't have my Super Saiyan equipped. Shit. 1 second, please. Okay, so if you were to go Super Saiyan, you no longer lose ki over a set amount of time. What happens this time instead is that you have what is essentially called base ki. So essentially, you still top out at 7. That has not changed whatsoever. But what's different now is that when you transform, your base ki actually goes upwards. So like, if I could show an example, if you lower your energy, you'll see that my current set is at 4. It will naturally regenerate up to 4. Whereas if I'm above the base, if I let it sit there, it'll slowly go back down to its base. Essentially, like when you transform, it goes higher and higher. You might think to yourself, well, Bob, doesn't that mean that transformation is completely broken? Well, yes and no. Really, it's sort of like a give and take sort of thing. So first of all, when you transform, like the activation, this is completely unblockable. You can do some devious stuff with this. However, what that also means is that you have a different, you have like a push and pull with like your stat base. That's a weird thing to talk about actually. So if you look down at the bottom of the screen, this is pretty much unchanged since Budokai 1, I want to say. When you transform, naturally, you know, your attack percentage goes higher and higher. Like Super Saiyan 2 has 115. I want to say Super Saiyan 3 has about 120, 125. Let's find out. Yeah, 125, give or take. And then when you push the Super Saiyan 4, 144. So you might be wondering yourself, what is the drawback of going full Super Saiyan? Well, the lower your energy is, the lower your guard goes. And you know, guard is your defense, that depends how much more damage you take. The lower you are below your base key when you're transformed, you will take more and more damage. Like, if I have no bars of Super Saiyan 4, I'm taking 12% more damage. That is not an insignificant number in the context of this game, for considering this Goku here can also go Super Saiyan 4, and that would give him like 152% multiplier. No, 156 because it's 144. Right. So it is a give and take thing. Like, it is really nifty, and like objectively, the damage I would say off of Dragon Rush, it kind of does make this a broken system. But in terms of being a fighting game, it's not bad. It's for having RPG elements essentially put full blown into a Budokai game for the first time. It's not the worst thing in the world. I would totally admit that. So in terms of everything else about Budokai 3, more or less everything is intact. You have your capsule system from the old games is carried over. Not too big a deal. One thing I do want to know about practice mode is that if you press select, you can automatically set your key to max. Pretty cool. Now, when I did my Budokai 3 original Let's Play back in 2016, I want to say, it's been a good while actually, goddamn. I went over these basic system mechanics, but I didn't really elaborate on individual characters. So I went on my way. For every character in story mode, I've actually constructed like a decent enough combo list for each individual character. What I mean by that is, okay, actually I did two things. One, I made a full story map for all the alternate pathways in the game. And two, I made like a full spreadsheet of like basic combo routes each character gets. Now you probably remember the old charge cancel system originally that I would always do in the past two games. Fairly simple once you get the hang of it. For a quick refresher, while you're charging an attack for it to become unblockable, you can tap guard and you can cancel the animation really quickly, allowing you to retain your frame advantage while also being able to continue your combos. Really easy stuff. It allows you to do some really nifty combos while not dropping, because I play FighterZ more these days. It allows you to get some really decent combos off, and it's an interesting system. Like, you know, it's unfortunate that very few people back in the day knew about this system before it was widely spread because of internet forums, and before they all went on to other future games and all that stuff. It's a damn shame, but you know, it is what it is. So I've essentially gone through and listed combos for every single character that has a story mode. It's not extensive. I haven't pulled as much as I could, but I did what I was able to find. You know, it really is one of the testaments to fighting game communities as a whole. If you have no scene, it is very difficult to learn about your fighting game. There is really no good resources for Budokai, at all. So I had to do manual research into each of these characters, because one of the big problems about this game that is horrible, and I don't know why they didn't do this, there's no command list. You can see your supers, that's cool, but you can't see your actual every single move. Shin Budokai does this. I think Infinite World does this. Burst Limit, I'm pretty sure does this. Raging Blast 2 also does this, but that's a separate matter. But this game does not show you your full command list. It doesn't show you this command string exists. It doesn't show you this command string exists. It doesn't show you, actually, what's a crazy one? No, it doesn't show you that. It doesn't show you, what the hell was it again? Stuff like that. There's no resource in this game that shows you everything what can be charge canceled, what gives you like plus frames so you can like continue combos. Actually, let me get that really fast. Yeah, it doesn't show anything like that. It's a damn shame. So, I find it to be a very big problem personally. Oh yeah, one other thing. I should quickly explain how the ultimate system works. So, I hate it, personally speaking. Let's go to the Spirit Bomb for this one. Nope, that's not the right button. So, essentially in this game, like I said before, it's all tied to your Dragon Rush or Hyper Mode. You press the punch and kick, no, all 4 buttons at the same time. That's not it, what the hell am I doing? Boss falling asleep behind a wheel already. I only just started. It should be this button, right? Yes, okay. All 4 face buttons, I have them mapped to R2 personally. And you're able to go into the cinematic sequence with doing the ultimate attack. Pretty simple. Where it's not so simple as this upcoming part. So, you have to time button prompts in order to build stock, and whoever has a higher stock after 3 button presses gets the ultimate off. There's, you know, usual, like, succeed, fail system. It's kind of like something you would see in Budokai 2, but it's so universal now. I wish it wasn't. I wish you could select what the hell you want to do, like, you know, in Naruto Ultimate Ninja, but, you know, that's a slight issue on my part. That's the reselect characters button. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so essentially, like, the more you're in combat, the higher the opponent's fatigue will gradually go. If I can get Goku here to, like, yellow or red in a timely manner, that'd be super nice. Yeah, there we go. There's yellow. Also, you have slightly more stage interactions with your characters. Slightly more, not too much more. Okay, so with him in yellow, I essentially have a quote-unquote higher chance of getting him into successful ultimate attack. Whereas if you're the attacker, you also have the chain's stats, obviously. So what it does is the higher your fatigue gauge is, the faster that this moves. As you can see, him being yellow, it's moving pretty damn quickly. And if it gets a red, it moves even faster. So as a result, it's more beneficial to wait until later in the match to try to like get your opponent to have more fatigue than you do in order to do it. This can also be done by putting your opponent to Dragon Rush. I hate that system so much. But it's essentially like a way of like encouraging like smarter play on your part, but not really. It's dumb. So it's a strange case to be sure. So now in terms of like basic gameplay, it essentially comes down to like a sort of weird rock paper scissors of trying to beat armor moves, trying to beat jabs, trying to beat throws, trying to beat guards, trying to beat unblockables. It essentially comes down to that. There's no immediate comparison I can draw to. I do have the most experience on average with Budokai 3, but like it's such a standalone unique game that there's no real like direct comparison you can get to. So I guess we'll just go ahead and move along. Yeah, that's essentially it. Oh right, I forgot to do the thing about the character combo list. The whole thing I was going into training mode to begin with. 1 second, guys. Okay, so Goku here has a pretty generic, like, easy to access combo routes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the status bar off just so you can only see the commands. This is pretty easy. You've most likely seen me do it plenty of times in Budokai 1 and 2, but for those who are jumping into this who has not seen it before, essentially it comes down to you have like 4 easy, like, combo fillers you can do. 4 kicks. You have that. Yeah, this for plus frames. That's kind of more situational though. You have back punches for your launcher. Easy stuff, not too bad. Something that advanced Goku players do that I am not that great at, but I can still kind of do it, is Dragon Rush cancels. So essentially it's like... Yeah, so in some of your super attacks, the physical ones, you have... I'll explain that more too later actually. You're able to like charge individual sections of it. Like for Dragon Fist here, you can charge like each section pretty much. Allows for pretty cool mix-ups if you're willing to like, if you want to spend the bar and you want to like just kind of win a neutral, that's the one way. But what a lot of people that play Goku do is they do this crazy shit. I can't do this perfectly because I drop a lot more time into Dragon Ball FighterZ, so I'm a lot more attuned to that game. This game, like, if you're a Goku player, you pretty much want to learn this. I think this is easier at corners. I could be wrong, though. This is not a real combo, by the way. I'm just kind of messing it up, but you know. This is accessible from Kaioken upwards, by the way. I'm going to say Kaioken because this was back in when Funimation was pronouncing it Kaioken and not Kaioken. It's a weird like transition they started doing in like the PS3 games where they start calling it Kaioken and not Kaioken. I just generally say it more as to like what game it is. It's easier for me because I'm an old fucker who's been watching Dragon Ball Z since like 2000. So yeah, fun. So yeah, essentially an easy Goku combo would probably look like this. Yeah, that's something you can probably do. The cool thing about transformations is that the popping animation, like, it actually is unblockable, and if you're in a combo, it pops them up further in the air. To allow me to illustrate this, it also puts him in like a semi-aerial state. It's kind of strange. But yeah, since Goku has 5 transformations to his name, you know, Kaioken, what the hell did I just say? Kaioken, Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, 5 transformations like right there. He's able to get this off super easily. In fact, you barely have to like think about this at all. Yeah, there's better ways to do that, but that's kind of like his general combo list. Now, if you want to be able to combo into supers, this is really easy. I recommend this route. The trick is to press R2, which is what I have it mapped to, like as soon as you do the charge cancel. The trick is really fast inputs. That's like the best way I could possibly describe that. This is accessible with a lot of characters, like doing the really fast cancel into your super. So, you know, general good stuff. Again, the reason I'm going over this for Goku is because, one, the game has no in-game combo tutorials whatsoever. It's annoying, personally speaking. And it's very hard to get access to a lot of these like notes. So, yeah, if you want to consult a master note list, I will include it in the description for this video, as well as my master story route list for this game. I actually did construct this thing. It's ridiculous. Oh, also, one really fast thing. Actually, 2 things, I suppose. One, we're going to be playing this game on hard mode. I've never done this before in Budokai. I decided to give it a whirl for this game. It is totally doable just with certain characters. If you can't do it, there are a lot of like custom loadouts in this game you can use to abuse the game. The other thing is, I already have certain quote-unquote builds for characters. So, remember when I said this game has like RPG elements?